Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Penny's channel. I'm Adrian. I'm going to be doing the Terminator issue 5 tonight. And here's Penny.
Hello, everybody. So I apologize for the break in the last few weeks. One was caused by a bit of a technical issue, and two was completely and utterly my fault. So yeah, as Adrian says, we're going to be building issue 5 of the Terminator, and I've really been looking forward to this. So what we're going to be up to then, Adrian?
We're going to be
doing
the components of the lower... Pardon?
I said, I think we've gone black.
Pardon, Penny?
I think we've gone black. Screen black.
Oh, yes. Is it me or you?
Right. Well, the screen, the stream is showing you as black background with red picture, blue picture. There you go. You're back now. Sorry, guys. We are. I'm wondering if we've just got some little issues creeping in. Right. I think you're back up and running now. Do you want to tell us what we're going to be up to?
Right. We're going to be connect comments for the lower jaw and neck.
Right. So, do you want to check off the parts while I call them out?
Okay.
Right. So, part 1, we've got the lower jaw.
Hang on a moment. Let me change my screen a moment. There we go.
Right. So let's have a look at your screen. Right. So part 1 is the lower jaw. So hello, love minis. Hello, love Matthew Borum. How are you all?
Yeah.
That's a rather fetching red tray that you have there, Adrian.
Yes. I didn't acquire it, someone else acquired it.
Ah. So that looks a little bit like a canteen tray.
I think it's Wimpy's.
Wimpy's. Bloody hell, I've not heard of Wimpy's in ages. Do they still exist?
Oh, one of the fast food ones. I can remember which one it was.
Right. So piece 1 is the lower jaw, and I guess that's the piece you've got in your hand there.
Yes.
Okay.
I quickly looked at my magazine, see just to double check which one it's meant to be first off.
Yeah. Okay. Is that metal or plastic?
Yes, that is metal.
Right. Lovely.
I think this is the only metal and all the rest is plastic.
Right. Okay. So piece number 2 is, they've not arranged these very well in the magazine, I think, but piece number 2 is the ring. Lovely.
Yeah.
Piece 3 is a ball joint socket.
I'm going to tip all the bits out of my hand.
Oh, good evening to you, Roger Kendall, and hello. Do you know what, Dan? I'm actually tempted to do this. The only thing stopping me from building it really is money. I just don't earn enough. So that's the ball joint socket.
Yeah.
Piece 4 and 5. Now they look the same to me. They're ball joint A and ball joint B.
4 and 5. Guess.
Oh, I see. They're 2 halves of a ball joint, are they?
Yes.
Right.
2 halves, yes.
Okay, lovely. And piece...
I think the difference is one's got screw holes, one has not.
Right, okay. So piece 6 is a ball joint cover, which looks to me a little bit like the ball joint socket, but with some tabs on.
Yep, that's the one.
Lovely. And the last is 2 sets of screws. We've got 4 PM 2x6 mil, which look black according to the picture.
That's correct.
And lastly, we've got PB screws, 2x6 mil, 3 of them, and they look silver. So the
That's
two
correct.
sets of screws look the same to me, except that one's black and one's silver. The full build,
Yes.
I can't remember how much the full build is. 100 issues for this, Adrian.
120.
120. So what I'll do is I will just sneakily get my calculator out. I'll do it in such a way that you will think that I'm really good at adding up. So 120 issues times 8.99 minus £4 for the first issue, minus 7, £1,067.80 will be the complete build, which, to be honest with you, I don't think is an awful price for what you get.
Actually, did you do 118 first, then add on
I kind of did it a slightly different way.
£10.98?
I did £8.99 times 120, and then took £4 off because the first issue's second issue's £5.99, and then I took £7 off because the first issue's £1.99. So, but it's just over £1,000 for the whole lot. Right. So,
Yes.
stage one,
Except for on Chris's channel last Monday night, he said it'd be £1,250.
right? Okay.
Now
So
I think he mixed up with the Bismarck one.
might be, yeah. It depends on the issue, number of issues, but most of these are coming out between just over 1,000, right up to just over 1,400. So stage one, we are going to acquire the ball joints 4 and 5, and we need to place those onto the work surface, and we will need 2 of the silver screws, PB 2x6mm, which is piece number 8. Step 2 will be to align the screw holes, then push pieces 4 and 5 together, and I'm assuming stage 3 is going to be to screw the 2 silver screws in together. So if you'd like to take us through that.
Yeah. Right, they are together. And let's put one of these screws in.
And as you said, they're plastic, aren't they?
Yes.
So I find it quite interesting. It seemed, correct me if I'm wrong, the metal screws are still called M screws, but the plastic screws seem to be called B screws.
Yes.
I mean, we are early days, and we may discover the system, because we didn't discover that system for quite a few weeks in the well, I didn't anyway, in the Route Master.
It's probably down to the manufacturer.
Yeah.
Who decides to.
So I think somebody went, oh, I know, they figured out the Route Master pretty quickly. Let's completely and utterly change the system. That'll screw them up.
Well, because we've got PM, KM.
Yeah. Matthew Baum's asking, anyone with a YouTuber called The Nexus? I do like his videos. That, I believe, is Kevin Kilford, is it? Wonderful chap.
Yes.
I've tried to get him on one of the shows, but unfortunately, the kind of job that he's got, he is quite literally on standby 24/7, and it's just one of those jobs that the week leading up to the sorry, you done?
Yes, I've done those.
Okay, well, that looks pretty neat. So stage 4 is to get the ball assembly with the ball joint assembly complete. We'll call it 5-4 from now on. Let's move to the neck piece. Find the lower jaw, which is piece number 1, the lower jaw ring, piece number 2, and the ball joint socket 3. So that's the fairly large squarish piece, the ring, and the little semicircle. Step 5 is to insert piece number 2 into the receiving hole. Make sure it's even. And then step 6, we need to insert the ball joint assembly into the ring 5-2, and I'll stop it there and then we can get on with that. So you need to first of all place the ring into the hole.
Yep.
So I'm guessing that that's going to be a moving part, and that ring will just reduce friction, metal on metal or metal on plastic.
Yes.
So then the ball joint will go into that ring. Lovely jubbly.
Yeah.
So step 7, we need to place the ball. Now I'm going to read a couple of sets of instructions ahead here because I think we need to do something. We need to place the ball joint socket on top of the ball joint. Yeah, I thought there was. And then we need to, I think I've skipped too far ahead there. Yeah, I did. Right. Step 8 will be to take the ball joint cover 5-6 and place it over that. And then we will need to screw that in with 3-5-1 right. Align the 3 screw holes in the cover with the 3 screw holes on 5-1 marked in the blue circles in the photo. You'll need 3 of the black screws, and then you just screw those in. So easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yeah.
Yeah, what Matthew's also saying about World of Wayne. World of Wayne does a very good video on this as well.
Yes. And plus he's selling some issues as well.
Ah. Are you trying to get me back into this?
No.
No, if I had loads of money, I would do it. But unfortunately,
Yes.
it's only so
This
much.
goes on a certain way.
Okay, I was going to say, is that directional?
Yes, it is.
Right, so it's
I got it perfect first time, and I thought double check. I just twisted it around and had a look.
Right.
Because you can see there's a hole there. That's not lining up.
Right.
If I turn it.
Oh, those screw
way.
holes are not equally spaced then.
No. They probably those two. If probably if I turn that around the other way, upside down incorrectly. If that was a whole section, that would have gone up the other way.
Right.
Right, let's insert some screws. I'm going to put that one in. Give that one a couple of turns. Put the next one in. Give that one a couple of turns. And put the final one. Now I should go around tagging them all up.
Right. That's looking good, Adrian.
Yes. And right, that's nice and tight. It's movable. Actually, that should go that way around.
Yeah, I did notice that it'll move in different directions, but you can also twist it. Obviously, it won't twist on the final model, will it?
Well, probably will do. So
Okay,
far.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, because we don't actually know exactly what it's going to do we? We know the main purpose of it, but we don't know exactly how it's going to work. Right, so I'll just check the instructions, but I believe that is now that stage complete. I can't find my cursor. Where's it gone? There we go. So yeah, stage complete. This is how the lower jaw should look once you finish this session steps. Check your version against the photos, and once you're happy, store the pieces safely along with the spare screws. Next issue will be building more of the skull. Oh, sorry, I've accidentally gone too far and got a bit of Robocop there. So, does yours match the photos?
Yes.
Brilliant. Right. So, what do you think of that? I mean, I think it looks pretty special. Hey, Horlicks, how
Yes.
are you? Are you in sunny Spain, Horlicks, or are you in even sunnier UK?
I think he's back in England.
Ah. Did you have a good time, Horlicks? Right, so I'm going to switch my view to me, but not like that. Right, so that's me back. So, how did you find that, Adrian? Did you find it really difficult, or is it the
I
easy?
found I'm just changing myself back to me. Do you want to download the next issue?
If you want to, would everyone like to see the next issue get done, as we did that rather quickly? So if you would like to tell us all about that issue, how you found it, and I will download the next issue.
Actually, to be honest, I found that pretty easy to do so far.
Yeah. Because I will
When I was doing the teeth.
right, yeah. I will confess I've done it up to issue 5. So we are now I have absolutely no experience now from this point on. Bear with me a sec. Right, issue 6. The teeth of the lower jaw and something, because I only get so much. Right, you have to bear with me. My computer's really slow today for some reason. I think I need a bit of a reboot. But not at the moment. Right. So let's move. Sorry guys, I should have got this ready. Right. So yeah, what we're planning on doing is, if we can, like, every now and again, if we can do 2 issues, then obviously we will catch up. Obviously we've had a
Yes.
few setbacks which hasn't helped. So have you got issue 6 ready?
Yes, well, I'm getting it ready so far.
Okay, you may not hear me. My computer's now doing the not responding. Yes, Horlicks, I got my printer. It's finding the time to put it together that's the problem. Can you hear me all right, Adrian?
Yes, I can hear you all right.
Fine. It's just I'm doing the share screen, and all I'm getting is not responding, and it's kind of annoying. Yeah, now my screen's gone cloudy. Oh, it's always something with me, isn't there?
Can you move your hand? Yep, you're okay so far. I can still,
Yeah,
you're still moving.
I'm trying to change over to screen, and it's just not happening for me. My computer will catch up at some point.
Right, yes.
Oh, come on. I don't want to have to cancel, because it could end up losing the stream. I'm really sorry, guys. I can't switch the screens. It's just not responding.
Just give it a moment.
Well, if it closes, it's going to end up losing the stream. Can you guys hear me? The ones who are watching. Horlick seemed to.
Can anyone comment?
Horlick seems to have been given Spanish flu, so all sinuses blocked and has headache and breathing. I take. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, that's fine. I'll just have to keep talking then. Yeah, Horlick said about my printer. I just so much going on at work at the moment, and it's a bit frustrating because I've been after. I've still applied for that spare roster, and they haven't come back with it yet. So I really hope that they come back to me before Wednesday, because I'd hate to do a show on Wednesday and say, see you next week. And then all of a sudden I get spare roster and can't do late shift, can't do streams, and the stream just doesn't happen. So,
Yes.
and obviously what's going to happen is when I can't do Wednesdays, I won't be able to do Friday either, because Friday and Wednesday late's all in the same week. But I'll be able to do, let's see where we are. 2, 6, 5. Yeah. So yeah, when I can do the Wednesday, I can also do the Friday, and when I can't do Wednesday, I can't do Friday either. So hey Fleet, we have no problems about it being late. You have missed issue 5, but we're trying to start on issue 6. I don't think that's happening for me. The trouble is, if I do Control Alt Delete and go into Task Manager and close down the offending window, it's going to close down Google Hangouts, which I think is going to end the stream. And then at the end, there'll be no way of hitting the stop broadcast button. So I'm kind of buggered at the moment. And it's just been going round and round for ages. So I don't know what to do, Adrian. Why is my computer doing this? Let me close down the PDF. And there's nothing else I can. Right. I'm going to take a big gamble here. I'm going to close down Google, what do you call it? Chrome, but I'm not going to close down the Hangout. We could end up losing the Hangout, but it looks like.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to have to do it because it's not happening. Right, guys, if I bugger this show up, I really apologize, but we'll see what I can do. Hang on.
Unless
well,
I
finally got Google Chrome is not responding. What do you want to do?
Have you closed Oh. Right. It looks like Penny's closed. Anyone still see me?
Hello. Right, I have managed to lose just about everything. I don't think
Hello,
you're on
Penny.
here anymore. Yeah, we've lost everything. I'm really sorry. I'm really, really sorry. Oh, we're back. Are we back? Everything. I don't think
hello, Penny. Yep,
we
looks like
are
we're
back.
back.
We are back. Right. But I've got no way of. And now it's gone again.
I'm back on.
Right, and we're back. Okay, I'm just going to switch the view to me. But I've got absolutely no way of ending this show. So
Oh,
I don't know how bad this lag is. But...
oh.
I don't know how bad. 1, 2, 3. Lag. I don't know how bad this lag is. Right, I think I've covered this up. I'm so sorry. I'm not. Let me.
I think we're 5 seconds behind.
Yeah, no, I can see on the stream that we've got you, but we haven't got me. So
Yes.
Right. I think what we're going to have to do is just cut the stream, and then we'll do 2 episodes next week. Oh, hang on.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I've got an option to resume the hangout. Right. And this might work.
Oop.
I've got my stop broadcast button back. Give it time for the lag to catch up. If I can't get me back in, I've actually changed it so that I'm on. There we go. Yes, I'm back.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how I did that. It worked. I've lost every single open tab in Google, which is a real inconvenience. But that's fine. I'd rather I went that way. At least we've got the stream right. Okay, guys, if you can bear with me, normal service will resume. So downloads, issue, remind me the issue we're doing now, 6. The teeth of the
Issue
lower
6.
jaw. Right, so if I screen shine on. It's doing this, taking ages to load up the PDF. So yeah, I'm so sorry. But we're getting there. Right, so if we
Are you doing PDF or are you doing JPEG?
I'm doing the PDF. There we go. I'm back. Look at that. It's worked quicker than before. Right. So in issue 6, we have got 3 pieces. 1, 2, and 3. We have got the lower jaw. Are you ready?
Yeah, let me just change camera mode.
So
yeah.
Right, so piece number 1, which is the lower jaw. And that looks like the lower jaw.
And that is metal.
Piece 2 is metal. Piece 2 is the lower teeth. Now that looks like 5 pieces of teeth on 1 sprue.
Yes. And that is plastic.
Right. Now, is there a way to identify them? Are they numbered or any kind of label?
Yes, I think so.
Right. Okay, and the last piece we'll get is a bridge of nose, which looks a little bit of a fiddly little piece.
Yes, and that is metal.
Lovely, brilliant. Right, so stage 1, we'll try and read a couple of stages. Right, so stage 1 is check that you have all 3 pieces supplied, which we have checked. You will also need thick super glue and a cocktail stick or similar with which to apply it. Do you have that?
Yes.
Right. Now, I would
And
suggest
a nice big tub of them.
Brilliant. I'm suggesting the reason that they are asking us for thick super glue is that if there's any gaps between the teeth and where you're going to put them, that will kind of plug that gap. So what they've got is they've step 2, they've given us a picture and arranging the sprue with the 3 bits on the top and the 2 at the bottom. The order is going to be 3, 4, 2, and on the bottom is 5 and 1. So what we'll need to do, have you got some kind of sprue cutters?
Yes.
Right. So obviously I don't know how you're going to do it, but I would possibly do them in the order that they've laid them out in step 3. So you'll cut piece 1 off, then 5, then 3, 4, and then 2. Obviously how you do it is up to you. It's your model. You're the one organizing it.
Yes.
So it looks like I've saved myself a lot of money by losing all these tabs on my Chrome, because I tend to things that I'm going to buy, I tend to have an open tab on them. So God knows what I've been looking at.
Well, if you go to might we go to history basically.
Yeah, except that some of those have been open for months. No, I'm trying to be an optimist here. Oh, have I no, it's fine.
Right. Actually, when I did the upper place, to be honest, I put them all in place on the thing.
Yeah.
So I knew roughly whereabouts they went.
No, that makes sense to me. So basically, you go straight in with a dry fit.
Yes.
Do you know what,
Because if you
Love Mini says porn on my Chrome. To be honest with you, I don't have porn, but I've got to be honest with you. If I did, I wouldn't have any problems admitting it.
two.
In fact, I remember when I was young, my mother found some porn recorded on a video, and she was really grilling me, going, "Is it yours?" And I'm going, "No." And she's going, "Well," I said, that was all right. I said, I'm over the age of 18. I said, I'll be honest with you. I said, if I'd recorded porn, I'd go out and buy my own VHS tapes and I'd keep them in the room on a shelf. I wouldn't even hide them. And she's like, "Oh, you are telling the truth, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yeah." And we later found out it was my dad. Well, I don't know how many people remember this or know this, but years and years ago, the adult channels used to do like a 10-minute preview. Like they'd start at midnight and they'd be free until 10 past. And then all of a sudden they'd go, "You need to subscribe to this." And he used to record the first 10 minutes. How we got from Terminator to porn, I don't know, but so Love Minis, how are you getting on with your 3D pen and your filament that you now have? Ages ago, Love Minis asked me to get 4 Warhammer magazines for her, and I just shoved a load of samples in because I get these samples every time I order filament, and I just shoved a load of samples in there so she could play with her 3D pen. So how are the teeth fitting together?
To me, ones.
They actually look like they're quite a tight fit, just fitting them dry.
Yes.
Which is obviously quite useful, because if they keep falling out until you glue them, it could be a problem.
Nothing is, when I did the top ones, I put them all in. I knew roughly where to put the glue ones in.
I think that's how I may have done mine. I put them in, and then I took one out and applied glue to it, stuck that one in, then took the next one out and applied glue to it. Do you see anybody watching who did it a different way? I'm just having a little sneaky peek at what's coming up. Well, there doesn't seem to be an awful lot to do this issue. Oh, good.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad you got your health sorted. Obviously, that's always number one, isn't it? So, Love Minis, I will be expecting you to explore YouTube for all the wonderful creations, and then I will be expecting you to copy them. I think I've just sorted out my Christmas presents for the next 20 years, haven't I? I'll get these 3D pen models come through the post for Christmas and birthdays. Oh, you're having a storm. We had a storm. Well, yeah, it was quite bad weather last week, wasn't it? Or week before, just before Horlicks went on holiday.
Why are they obviously level? To me, that doesn't look right.
That does not look level, does it? Right.
No.
So what I would suggest then is take the two back teeth out and compare them to the picture in step 3 and make sure they are actually correct, and actually lay the magazine out and lay the teeth. I know it's difficult to tell the difference between, say, 1 and 5, which are the back teeth, but maybe just swap them over, see if that'll make a difference. Yeah, we did start issue 6. We finally managed to get the technical hitch sorted out. We weren't planning to do 6, but we are, Matthew, we are planning to do some episodes to be 2 issues, so that eventually we catch up, because we would like to be up to date. Have you got what are you actually up to? What you've received, Adrian?
You want to know what my last issue I've received, or
Yeah, that you've actually
picked
got
up
in your possession. We'll need to see that.
The Dome.
Right, what issue number is that?
The latest issue.
Oh, you have
issue number is 17, I think it is.
Right. Yeah, Matthew, it is the longest day today, and I'll tell you what, it's been a very long day for me today. I think it's going to be a very long weekend. Last Sunday, I only had Sunday off, and I just kind of couldn't get myself out of bed. So I spent most of the day in bed watching telly and eating crunchy nut cornflakes, and then I spent Monday depressed because I didn't get anything done on the Sunday. And I've got all the feeling it's going to go. I'm in work tomorrow early, and then I've got the show sat tomorrow night, which will be practically straight after work. And then I think Sunday I've got the printer to do, and I'm just going to, oh, someone's gone off there. Adrian, we might have just lost your camera.
Yes. Oh, we're back again.
If you're too poorly, Horlicks, I'd be quite happy to postpone the stream tomorrow. I know you're a soldier and you'll go, yeah, let's do it. I think there seems to be a lot of illnesses. I know I tend to get a bit, mainly hay fever at summertime. Once we go from spring to summer properly, I get a bit hay feverish. But my hay fever tends to sort of come out as a cold. Yeah, you're back, Adrian. So how are the teeth looking? So it's not quite as easy as we thought it was going to be.
No.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
DeLorean went out. That came out as a pleasant surprise to me. So yeah, if anyone's not seen Horlicks' channel, he's just released his latest issue of DeLorean. Is it 120? I think.
That's correct.
One of the great things, I obviously I walk home from work. It takes me about 10 minutes. So Wednesdays, is it Mondays, and I can't remember what days it is now, but I can watch Horlicks' video on my mobile phone as I'm walking home. Or whoever brings a video out.
I'm not liking this issue.
You're not liking it. You'll love it when
No.
it's no, won't you? See, I'm watching you do that, and I'm thinking, engine of the Route Master.
Yeah, I wish they'd actually show a front view of the teeth a bit more, so you can see if them high and lower.
Yeah, you want a front on view, really, don't you? Oh, there we are. We have on step 5. Right. I mean, from a hair.
No, they're showing it more like. I'd like to see more like one like being like that.
Yeah. No, they look a bit better to me. They're not perfect. So, is there anything catching on the front 3 pieces of teeth that's stopping it from going any lower, or do you think maybe the back teeth have gone in too low?
Probably the back teeth probably going too low.
Right. Right. Let me. No, I haven't got my.
What are you looking for? Your ones?
Yeah, I have got issue 6 somewhere. I haven't got round to doing them. So Matthew, you're going to be doing the Bismarck. Is that nothing? Yeah, I've noticed that the Bismarck slowed down a little bit. Mainly like, oh, here's a piece of wire. But they tend to go like that round about that issue, don't they? Yeah, that X-wing, I'm really looking at that, and I you know, I really want to do it, but I need to win the lottery. So could you, how do your teeth look now?
How's that? Actually, I pulled the back ones up a bit.
Yeah, I was
like trying to level it out.
Could you put a tiny extra bit of glue in and then just glue them up a little bit? If you think the back teeth have gone in too low, then obviously prop them up a little bit with a bit of extra glue.
Yes, to me that looks
right.
Work from the front and go around to the back, sort of thing.
So what I would suggest then, if you think the front of the teeth are okay, probably glue those in first and then glue the back teeth in to match.
Yes. I'm actually going to dip the teeth in the glue, then put them back in again.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as you've got control of the glue. Because the last thing you want is big dollops of glue everywhere. And you definitely don't want your fingers stuck to the teeth. And you don't want the teeth falling out, otherwise you'll end up with old man Terminator.
No, it's probably just get another set of issues.
Yeah.
I got a spare setting.
I wonder how Chris Cambling's getting on with his spares. Poor old man broke his fingers, didn't he?
Yes, he assembled his fingers slightly wrong.
Yeah, bless him. Yeah, man, we live and learn. And it is quite nice. I mean, it's unfortunate when things go wrong, but obviously if other people can learn from that, so we obviously know where to be careful in the next issues.
Yeah.
Would you have the advantage that once those front ones are in, the sides of do the sides of the back teeth touch the sides of the front or the middle teeth? So you'd have like extra points of contact?
Yeah, because they don't say.
I'm gonna suggest another dry fit for these back teeth before you commit them with glue.
Right. Can you go to stage 4?
Stage 4.
And bring it up.
Yeah.
For me.
Right. So step 4. Test fit all of the teeth.
Can you zoom it? Can you zoom it in?
Possibly. I can't control my own computer now. Look. There we go. That I think is the best I dare do. How's that? Is that better?
A little bit better.
Okay, I think if I zoom that any more, I might lose it. Oh, actually, no. So you can tell why I get Horlicks to do this on my show, can't you? On the Root Master.
Yes.
He's a lot better than me. So they look like they've stuck the front teeth in last. Do you know, I think they do go down back. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they wish to do a better picture than they've done.
Right.
Right, let's.
So I think the lesson learned here is be very, very careful with the teeth. You may have problems.
Guess. Oh,
Oh, what have you done?
I push it in and it's gone down slightly too far.
Right. Is it stuck in?
Get.
Ah. Do you think it
I might have to clean.
is the back teeth, isn't it?
Yeah, that side looks all right. It's.
So your Terminator's going to have a good side and a not so good side.
Well, it depends which jaw I use. I might redo this again off camera
Right.
with my second issue.
What, sort of pull it out and pull the... Yeah, okay.
Because I might do a mod one.
Right, okay. What, do you going to weather the teeth a bit?
Guess.
Right, okay. Well, that looks... I mean, from here, it looks fine. But obviously, you're looking at it a little bit closer.
Guess. It depends how close I bring it up to the camera, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Matthew Baum is hoping to get married next summer, so we've been watching a lot of George and Mildred. So
Right.
that's step 4 done. And then it says step 5, when glued into the lower jaw, the teeth should look something like this, which does look something like that. And step 6 is to take the bridge. I'm going to have to move that across, I think. Right, so we're going to take the bridge of the nose, which is 6'3", from this issue, and the faceplate, which is piece 1 from issue 1. Check that 6'3" is correctly orientated, with the plate in the side facing outwards and the 2 prongs pointing down towards the nostrils. And carefully glue that in place. So that would probably require just 2 tiny drops of glue to do that.
Yes.
And I noticed that on mine, I haven't done that. So,
If you haven't done the teeth yet.
of course I won't. Yeah, that piece comes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that would make sense, doesn't it? Right. Oh, sorry, I'm not watching you, am I? I think Matthew means I'm ahead. Right, Adrian, you look like... Oh, no, you just weren't moving.
Sorry, I'll just...
Oh, that's fine.
I think that'll be enough. Find those little holes.
Wow, what a difference that's made.
Yes. I'm going to drop more glue down the back.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of where I can, I'll apply glue from the side that you're not going to see. That way, if you get a little bit of a splodge, you're not going to see it. Obviously, that's not always possible.
Guess. Like if it's the underside, it is fine.
Yeah.
Because I didn't fancy putting too much glue because it was a hole straight through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yes, you've got a finished image. Yes. You do have a little notch there. That is fine to me.
Yeah.
That looks okay.
Okay, so stage 7, stage 8, I think that's complete.
Yes.
Take the lower jaw and faceplate. You know, I'm just going to reduce that in size because I'm struggling to handle it. Right, this is how the lower jaw and faceplate should look once you finish the session's build. Excuse me. Check your version against the photos, and once you're happy, store the pieces safely. And I think that's the end of the build. So I think yours
Yes.
looks something like that, doesn't it? There we go.
Yeah. Do you want to quickly skip to page 12?
Page 12. What's happening on page 12? I'm all excited now.
Right, page 12 will be the next issue, what we'll be doing next time.
Oh, of course. Yeah. You know, I'm so sorry. Right. So I'm trying not to show you this because I don't like to show the magazine just in case they get a bit funny. Oh, that one looks interesting. Buy that to have a look. Maybe if I actually hit the scrolly down button. There we go. So next week we are getting, they look quite interesting. We assemble the components of the upper arm and the head motor joint.
Yes.
So yeah. So we're jumping from one area to another, but obviously once they're complete, they'll eventually all link up.
Yes.
Brilliant.
And I'm going to do something extra to that issue, which they don't tell us to do.
Okay.
Because I reckon with the next issue, as I know it's coming up, they tell us to screw something together. Later date, we'll be unscrewing it to fit something in.
Okay. So
So
are you telling us what you're going to be doing, or?
I'm going to put something in place because I reckon it would be fitting onto there,
Right.
but we have to unscrew it to fit that one in.
Okay. Well, that sounds interesting then. So when are we going to be screwing something on, and when are we going to? Do you know when it's coming, or
Right.
is this speculation?
If I get the part out now and roughly show you. Right. We'll be screwing these two pieces together.
Right.
It will be going something like.
What's that? Making some kind of joint, is it?
Like that.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'll be screwed like that. And
Right.
so that's all we do to it.
Okay.
But that will be going there. Like.
Right. So you'll need to unscrew it and then put a different screw in.
That would be going in there like so. But that piston arm will be going into that slot there.
Right. Okay. So are those
that?
parts initially going to be screwed together just to keep them safe, and then we unscrew them?
I reckon so.
Right.
So my opinion is, when I'm going to do it, I'll be pulling that piston out.
Right.
Putting it into there.
And then lining it up.
And screwing that together. So I don't have to unscrew those screws again.
Right. So what, you're going to put something like a cocktail stick in there or something then?
No, that's already in. If I hold that together now,
yeah,
that's in.
Okay.
I can't undo that.
Oh, I see.
I
see. And then once you put that screw in, that's going to hold that in.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
At a later stage, I don't know when, we're going to have to undo the two screws to put that one in.
You just want to save yourself the task of unscrewing them.
Yes.
Right. Gotcha. Matthew Bourne saying you could screw it, but don't tighten it fully. So you're just going to end up putting in just enough to grab on then.
Yes.
And Love Minis are saying lots of screwing in these live shows. Yeah, I think between Root Master and Terminator, there has been an awful lot of screwdriver work in the last few weeks.
Right.
And of course,
If I change my camera angle,
yeah,
and bring a point out, there we go. Move my camera down. As a screenshot. Oh. If I hold that up like so,
yeah,
straight, if you have a look, that is not lining up.
Ah,
that is hanging straight.
Yes.
So that needs to be moved that way. That's why at the top, that is why that is loose.
Right.
Same on the other side. If I hold it up straight, it is not lining up.
So it's going to move a
there.
little side to side as
Yes.
you move that muscle.
The muscle is going to be an angle.
Right.
If I get it the right way.
But it needs that bit of flex room, otherwise it would just snap.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
That's why those at the top there is loose. Whoever is doing it
Matthew
watches
Ford
again.
Recycling jokes from another show. Cheap. I had a row with my boyfriend the other night. I said, I want you to take me to one of those restaurants where they cook the food in front of you. And he took me to Subway.
Yeah,
I really like that. I know there's going to be slow issues, but I'm really liking it. And the only thing, I'll be honest with you, one thing I have an issue with, and it's all to do with dimensions, and that's the size of the head. And it's kind of something that I'm forgetting. When you scale something down, I mean, this is what I've got, the head that I've got. Now that looks really puny, doesn't it? But it is roughly half the size of my head. But the thing that we forget, 1 to 2 scale isn't actually half the volume. It's actually an eighth of the volume, because you've got half, and half. Is that right? Does that work out right? So if you've got, trying to think of something that I've got a lot of. Right, let's see if I can use paint pots. Probably won't work with paint pots, but right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, so if we have one paint pot, to double that size, we need to go double across, double deep, yeah, and then double top, double up. So that's now twice the size, isn't it? In all directions. And that looks an awful lot. That's 8 pots of paint. To then bring that back, if you're now going to go down 1 to 2 scale, you've got to remove the top layer. You've got to go remove the depth and remove the width. So this is what you're losing to do half scale. And that's one of the things that looks, yeah, he's 3 feet tall because he's half. But one thing that I keep forgetting is that how wide is a body? 3 feet. So he's now only going to be 1.5 feet across. And if he's 2 feet deep, he's now only going to be a foot deep. And it's, I think if they scaled this down any further, I think it would look absolutely awful, won't it? I mean, the head probably, in fact, actually, look, I don't know how I've got them, but I've got 2 faces, but that's obviously the width of the actual face. And that is probably about, yeah, see what I mean? Obviously, we've got a lot more head of that head, and we know those eyes are going to be in the middle of the head. But It just, once it's all complete, it will all look in proportion, won't it? Yeah, it was something I was thinking of, as I realised that this morning. This is the same scale as the R2D2 from De Agostini. So you could have a bit of a retro. This would look good in World of Wayne's retro corner. He could have the R2D2, and he could have C3PO on one side and Terminator on the other. And it'd all go in quite well together. So and that's probably actually where I'm falling down on my R2, because again, you take the 1:2 scale. I'm actually adding 8 times the volume, which is why it's taken so long.
Yes.
Right. So your thoughts then? Are you still happy with the build? Are you more happy with the build than you were?
Yes. So far, yes.
So, and have we tempted anybody watching to do it?
How many have we got watching at the moment?
We've got 10 at the moment, which I think is a very
10.
encouraging number.
Yes.
I'm happy with that. Obviously, like, you know, I one thing that I said before the show, I said obviously we've had the problems in the last 3 weeks, which means that we're losing a bit of, for want of a better expression, a little bit of faith. People get to know that the show is on at a certain time. If you stop broadcasting at that time, you lose a bit of momentum. And I think the figures we've got is quite encouraging.
Yes.
So obviously,
I think we don't have Chris tonight, do we?
No, I did notice that we don't have
Chris Campton.
But that's fine, because I've not been on his shows either. So he's probably doing a revenge. Or she's not visiting my show, I'm not visiting hers. So yeah. So has anybody else got anything to add? Any questions? Because otherwise I'm going to have to do a bit of a scarper, because I don't know if you can tell from the eyes. I feel awful, Adrian, because...
Do you want some of these still? Hold your eyes open.
Do you know what? I need a microwave bed. 8 hours sleep in an hour. That would just be perfect. Just 8 hours sleep would be nice one day. So, but it's really funny. My manager today, she made me laugh. I was talking to, I have a bit of, I mean, I'm lucky. I've got an operations manager I can have a bit of banter with. Obviously, you know, once people get to a certain stage of management, they get a bit serious, don't they? And I was saying to one of the new drivers, I said, "Oh, this is Helen." I said, "You will like Helen, but you will have absolutely no idea why. She will abuse you, she will overwork you, and somehow you come out going, well, I really like Helen." And she said to me, I'll come back to that in a sec, Matthew. Yeah, she asked me to do 6 o'clock spare. And I said, no, I can't work tomorrow. And she said, well, why not? I said, well, look, I said, I really don't want to work 6, 7 days. I'm burning out. I need days rest. I'm falling behind with stuff that I want to do. And she goes, well, if you're applying for the spares, you've got to be flexible. I said, yeah, and I will be flexible when I'm on spare. I'm expecting to do up to 16-hour days. The only reason I can put up with that is because by law, I can't drive for more than 10 hours. So if I'm doing a 16-hour day, I've got a 6 hours break. And it's all about time management. So if you've got 6 hours worth of break, shut your eyes on the sofa in the canteen for half an hour or something. Find something to do. Boredom really wears me out. You know, if I'm sitting around for 2 hours doing nothing, being bored, I then go out on my next piece more tired than when I start. And But she goes, well, can you not do Saturday? And I said, well, the thing is, I said, if I get spare rota next week, I'll start on a Sunday. So I'll end up doing 12 days on the trot. And some of those days could be quite long. And she goes, well, you won't get it for next week. I'm like, oh, all right then. And then she calls me in later on and she says, actually, I'm going to change your shift. Can you do a Cardiff start at 7? She said, but I'll pay you as though you're a spare. So I'm like, yes, I'll do that. So I'm working tomorrow 7 till 6, but I will be paid right through because spares. This is one thing I love about these spares is that they don't get deducted for their lunch break. But you don't really get a formal lunch break unless you're given a complete duty. So it's quite literally, if you're not being given work, you just assume you're on break, and you might get called in 5 minutes, you might get called in 5 hours. Extremely rarely, you might sit on the sofa for 8 hours and then they'll come in and they'll go home. So
I don't know the person, but I think he ended up getting paid 12 hours.
Pardon?
I don't know the person, but I think he got paid for 12 hours.
No, I'll get paid from the start of the duty till the end, which will be about 11 hours. So sorry, yeah, Matthew tore him up. Sorry, go on.
This person, he took the bus out, and he took the bus about 6 o'clock.
All right.
He didn't get back to the depot 6 o'clock again.
Yeah.
He was stuck with the bus 12 hours.
Oh, did he have a breakdown or something?
Yes.
Yeah. But that's it. You can get around that because you can class that as not driving. This is why when I have a breakdown, I always get out of my cab because I know the buses have CCTV cameras. So I've got photographic evidence that I've got out of the bus, and then I can class that as a break because it's I don't 100%. I get the main bits of driving hours, but when things aren't normal, that's the bits I get confused about. It's like if you're driving a truck on tachograph hours and you're coming up to your 4.5 hours driving, suddenly you're stuck in a traffic jam on the motorway and you are moving every couple of minutes. So you can't have a half an hour break. It's illegal to pull over on the hard shoulder. I think the rules for that is that you've got to get off the motorway and have a break at a point that is reasonable. So in other words, you've got to get off at the next junction. But if you are on a breakdown, you can class it as a break because you are allowed to have a break outside of the canteen. So if this guy has been with his bus for 12 hours and had a breakdown, he should be getting out of his cab and sitting down somewhere and having an actual break.
Yeah, I think he lay down on the seat.
Yeah.
He probably slept on the bus.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
He went out in the evening, took a trip in the evening, broke down, had to call out another bus, take the passengers.
Yeah.
And he couldn't leave the bus.
Yeah.
It's not a normal bus. It wasn't a normal bus.
Right.
Because guess what type of bus it was?
I had no idea.
The type we're building. It's a Route Master bus.
Yeah, you wouldn't leave that one unattended, would you? Because that'll be stolen and stripped down to parts straight away, won't it? Yeah, so Matthew Baum's asked me, still on track with Flying Scotsman. Yes, I am. I'm actually taking a bit of a break, so I'm not putting any videos out in June. I'm hoping to get some videos filmed, and I will definitely be releasing at least a fortnightly video on each subject. I'm hoping to get the Flying Scotsman kicked out with weekly, but obviously if I'm struggling, it's getting the soldering done. I'm kind of struggling with that a bit, and the Hermione I'm struggling with. I'm going to have to order some new nails for that, but there will definitely be content in July, and normal service will resume at the very latest at the first week of August. I know that sounds a long way off, but I'll be absolutely honest with you. The head's just not been in the right place. It does that occasionally, and things just happen. And it's, to be perfectly honest with you, it's probably I'm more addicted to 3D printing than I thought I was. With my printer going, and a couple of other things are happening all at the same time, and it just, my brain just decides it can't cope with it. It's just going to sit there and cry. So you know, I'm sorry, I'm not the most stable person in the world, but there you go. That's me for you. Other people have their own kind of problems. I have my weird problems. So but yeah, at least it's a case of I just sit there being sad. So hi Pen, will you still be doing the firehouse for the Ecto? Right, Martin, I brought it up on Wednesday. Theoretically, it's possible. The firehouse that I found is designed for I think it's 1 to 8 scale. So, or 1 to 12, and that will fit on my print bed fine. What I'm going to have to do is run that through probably Tinkercad, slice it into smaller pieces so that I can then make the, or make it bigger and then slice it into pieces. Print it all off, make sure it still fits. If it works, then yes, I can do it. And then obviously I'll make one for myself, and then I will I'll cost it all up, and theoretically, yes, I can do it. And I don't feel I'm in a rush to do it because obviously Ecto 1 hasn't come out yet, and we won't actually need it until at the very earliest, probably halfway through the build. Sorry, just bear with me a sec. I've got hiccups, so I'm just going to take a quick drink. Sorry, I just did the hiccups. So, yeah, theoretically, it's possible. And if I can do it, I will do it. It may just push my editing skills to the new limit. But I've got to be honest with you. If I can do this with the help of Horlicks, I think doing the firehouse will be quite easy because it's already been made. And then what I'll do is I'll make those files available through the original author. I'll do you can post what they call remix. But yeah, in fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. If you don't mind, Adrian, I do apologize.
No, it's your channel at the moment.
Well, it's your show. So right. So while we'll just chat, and I'll see if I can find it, and I'll show you what my start point is going to be. Right. Ecto 1. Ecto 1. Right. Okay. So let me just make sure it's the right one. Oh, what have I done that? So I just pulled out pop-ups. Right. Right. So let me just change the view so that you can see what I'm looking at. Screen 1, share. Right. So this is what I'm looking at. The guy called Joe Rimmer. I'm just going to wait for the delay to pick up, make sure you are actually seeing it. Lovely. Right. So this guy's done a few designs, and right. This is the first one I was looking at. I've not seen this one because this is a 2019 update. but he's actually designed Ecto 1. I'm deliberately ignoring the firehouse for the moment. And that is in 1 to 50 scale. That's it. It's in 1 to 50 scale. So the firehouse is gone. Where is it? There we go. So this is the firehouse. Now I don't need to do all of it. But obviously this is 1 to 50 scale. So I need to upscale this to, is it 1 to 8 it's going to be? But, oh, that's not working, is it? But if I can do something like that as a case, there we are. This is the guy, he's built the whole thing. But that is what 1 to 50 scale looks like. So obviously doing it 1 to 8 scale, there we go. Because remember, it's the inside that we're interested in, not the outside so much. So there's going to be a lot of work to do. I'm trying to find a really good view of the inside. But then again, what we might be able to do, if anybody wants to, we could put a road at the front there. We'll use that as it is, and then we'll have it parked outside. So we'll just, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I've got to get all of these pieces scaled up. There you go. There's another one. There you go. I think that's the one we'll be looking at. And then maybe we could look at perhaps putting a piece of Perspex on the front there, and then that will be sealed. So what do you guys think? It is going to be a lot of work though for me. I'm not sure if I've actually got the file downloads. I'll tell you what I'll do. Right, let's download the file. Show in folder. Extract all. This will take a while to load up, but we'll have a little play with. All right, where's it gone? Oh, I've lost it. Why is that not extracted? File, right. So, firehouse walls. That's probably not it, actually. Can you remember how to convert scale? Right, calculator. So 1 times 50 divided by 8. Yeah, I think I need to increase that by 6.25. Does that sound right? 1 to 50 to 1 to 8. There we go. Right. So that is sorry, this is total. I'm just changing the printer over. Right. So that's what the firehouse roughly is going to look like on a small print bed. Right. So that's what it'll look like on my 3D printer. Oh, which obviously that's going to fit okay. If I scaled that up by 625%, oh, that almost fits. That can't be right. I don't think that's right. Right, let's remove that. File, downloads, Ghostbusters Firehouse. Right, I'll tell you what I'll do. It's going to be a little bit slower. I do apologise. What I'll do is I'll load. There we go. That's what we're looking at. Right. So get rid of all these files that aren't relevant. Right, arrange models. So this is the main firehouse, and as you can see, it's not going to fit on my big print bed. So that's going to have to be cut as it is. But that's a 300 by 300 print bed. If I enlarge that, I'm pretty sure to do it from 1 to 50 to 1 to 8, it's going to be that big. And I don't know if you can see my little print bed in the middle there.
Yeah, I can see it.
So you can see there's a lot of slicing to be done there. If I can move that up. Yeah, it's just way too big. So that is going to look absolutely magnificent, but it's going to need cutting. And I think the easiest way to cut that is to take all of the individual components. So we've got firehouse walls. That's not, yeah, that's a small one, isn't it? Oh. Firehouse 1 to 50. That's a big one, yeah. So I think that's the one we'd go with because it hasn't got the steps and things in it. But it looks like that is going to go in. It's that wide. So yeah, there will be work. I think obviously what I'll do is I will cut the base off there, cut the base in 2 or 3. Yeah, I think that's going to be a really, really large project, but we just look at maybe just taking 3 sides of it. As I say, if that's the picture of his 1 to 50 there, scale 1. You can imagine how big the 1 to 8 is going to be. So we're going to have to look at removing quite a lot as well. I mean, it might just be way too ambitious, but I'll certainly give it a go. So yeah, right, okay, is there anything else? And if not, would anyone object to me finishing the show? Next week it looks like I've got an earlier finish, so I'll be less flustered. Let's see if I can find my rating for next week. No, which I can't. They're there somewhere. Right, okay. So I might be finishing the same time next week. I've actually got an early finish next week. Someone's asked me for a swap at work. So it'll be a case of he'll owe me a favour. But for the next few weeks, I got some nice early finishes. Apart from 2, I don't know. Ignore all of that. Right, so Martin's saying, brilliant, that's exactly the kind of thing. I'll be your first customer. You're going to be doing the round, be doing the Ecto. Right, I definitely want to do the Ecto. I really do want to do the Ecto. The 2, I think the Willys Jeep is coming out, which I'd like to do. One thing I mentioned on Wednesday was if they've got the Willys Jeep and the Land Rover that comes out at the same time, I would rather do the Land Rover. But the Willys Jeep will be done by D'Agostini Model Space. So that will always sit there, able to do that whenever. But the Ecto 1 and the Land Rover are 2 that I really, really want to do. I'm secretly hoping that Ecto 1 doesn't come out before March, and that the Land Rover doesn't come out till January, which I don't think is unrealistic, but financially that would help me big time. But obviously if I get the spare rotor, I might be able to earn a little bit more money. So it's just really all to do with the timing. So what do you think, Adrian? Ecto 1, does that interest you?
Yeah, it might. Yes, it might do.
See, the only thing, the Ecto 1 has to have the siren. If it hasn't got siren, I will be severely disappointed. It's got to have that horrible. So,
Yes.
but yeah, it's Ecto 1 I really want to do. I know some people, the only thing that puts me off is it's Eagle Moss, isn't it? And or it's done by the same people that do the DeLorean, which kind of puts me off a little bit. But I'm hoping that the DeLorean is just not the best build. So
Yeah.
but Eagle Moss have got some great builds though, haven't they? Do you know, it's funny actually. I don't like the figures with the bus, although the figures are growing on me. They're adding, especially Fleetwood's helped me a lot because he's added so much character to his figures, and that in turn added so much more to the bus. But I'm looking at the fact that Premium will give figures for the Ecto 1. That to me is like, yes, gotta have it. Which is funny, that isn't it? If I'd have chosen, you know, if they had an option with the Routemaster, figures or no figures, I would actually have chosen no figures. But the Ghostbusters, if they have the option for figures and no figures, I would go, yes, I want the figures. As long as they're in the same scale. So, but see, sorry, go on, Adrian.
If on the Routemaster, if they're doing like 10 figures, what they could have done is sold them separately, do a special issue, and sold them for a lot more.
See, commercially,
people with like non-subscription.
Because if they did the bus as 120 issue, and then optionally issues 121 to 130 of figures, there would be an awful lot of people would cancel their subscription at 121. The way that they've done it, you're going to get one figure every 2 months, and all the subscribers are going, I don't necessarily love the figures, but I've got 3 other issues, so all right, I'll live with it. If you feel that strongly about it, ring up and moan to Harsha. I know a guy who's sending his figures back. But what I've also said to him is I will ask around when the figures come out. If anybody wants the issue with the figures, then what I'll do is I'll go to this guy and say, keep the figure, but sell it to me for $8.99. And he's happy with that. So if I can find, so obviously I'm selling you one of my figures because I'm getting 2. But I'll see if I can get rid of his for him. It won't come out till after the DeLorean. That's reasonable. And it will have the siren possibly January. Thanks, I'm new, boy. Always welcome. Yeah, you're always welcome, Martin. Yeah, I'm glad to see you. No, that's fine. So the extension is just about to start next week, isn't it, for the DeLorean? I believe.
Week off. It probably, yes. Yeah. Issue 130 won't be out next week.
We're talking about 12 weeks till that finishes.
No, that's 20. It's going to be at least 30 issues.
Another 30 issues, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Because we're on about, as 130 issues at the moment, it's about going to up to 159.
Right, well, 30 weeks from today is the 17th of January. So that would work really well for me then. Because if that means the Ecto 1's not coming out until after the DeLorean, which I think is a perfect time. You know, we're lucky we've got more than one subscription. Some people can only afford one subscription. And I would suggest that the vast majority of the people who want the DeLorean will also want the Ecto One. So just as you're losing that customer because the build is coming to the end, you're getting them to sign up again with the Ecto One. If you bring that Ecto One out before the DeLorean comes out, you'll risk losing them because they can't afford both. So that would work really well. So yeah, if it comes out January, they've got a definite sign up for me. So that begs the question: when's the Land Rover coming out? I suppose the way to answer the Land Rover one is to find out why they suspended it, because they said issues were on the way. If it's a case of the ship that was bringing them over run aground and sunk, and now there's 2 million copies of Land Rover floating somewhere in the China Sea, then obviously they've got to reprint every single issue. So
yes.
So if anybody knows a scuba diver or a deep sea diver, we could end up with quite a few issues of Land Rover for free. Yeah, no, it depends on the reason why. I mean, you know, 1 minute we were being told, yeah, it's coming, it's on its way, and then all of a sudden it's suspended. So where are those issues that were on their way? So we were either lied to, or they're somewhere. So right, okay, guys.
Yeah, it's a bit like the Enterprise, isn't it, sort of thing as well?
Yeah, what's going on with the Enterprise? See, I'm not sure if I want to do the Enterprise. If it was the original Star Trek, I would probably do it. If it was Voyager, I would definitely do it, because Voyager is my Star Trek. My stepfather, he had a theory with James Bond and Star Trek, which is that your favorite is the one that you grew up with. And the first Star Trek that I watched, the very first episode of, was Voyager, and James Bond for me was Roger Moore, but for my stepdad it was Sean Connery and the original series of Star Trek. So I don't know if you're into either of them.
Yes.
So who's your James Bond?
I don't mind. I like them all. I've seen them all, basically.
I like them all. My favourite one now is forgotten his name now. The younger one. I think it's the latest one. The guy who was in Layer Cake, and it's because he was in Layer Cake that I like him. So Star Trek. Did I say something else? Did I say Star Wars? Did I do my T-shirt again with the picture of the Dalek? Says, "Oh look, there's R2D2. I loved him in Star Trek." I love that. I'm going to wear that T-shirt in a comic book store one day. I'm going to walk in, make sure everyone can see it. So, right, okay, guys, I've run out of things to say, and I think my eyelids are running out as well. So I'm going to put my light on. That's woken me up. Whoa. So unless anyone's got anything else to bring up, I'm going to ask if I can close the show and have an early night for a change. 10 o'clock is now considered early night for me. Yeah, I'm going to turn that light out. That looks awful, doesn't it? Right. Okay. So DB5. Yeah, DB5's just been relaunched. I had a problem. The GTR and the DB5 I had a problem with because they've put the price up and they're charging postage. So what they've actually done is they've raised the issue price by £1.50. But I think that's the way it's going to be. Maybe that's why they've delayed the Land Rover and the Ecto One, so it can kick into the new issue price. I don't know, but yeah, it's a case. See, this is the problem. With like my 3D printer I bought, I could pay £175 and get it delivered the next day, or as I did, I went to Banggood and I got it for £20 cheaper. I didn't like the price that Amazon were offering, so I went elsewhere, and that's what you can do as a consumer. With part works, they're always a case of this is the part work, this is the price, you take it or you don't do the model. So it's a bit of an issue for me there. So
I think it's £1.99 per package, basically. If you have 4 issues in there,
yeah,
or an extra one.
that's why I said it's gone, because they put the cover price up by £1. It's gone from £8.99 to £9.99, and then it's £2 for the pack. So 4 issues in a pack, that's 50p. So they've put the cover price up by £1.50 effectively. Because also Eagle Moss, aren't Eagle Moss no longer dealing with news agents? So it's subscriptions, or don't bother doing it.
Could be, yes.
Yeah. So that is your choice. I mean, the fact is, models, part works do go up. This Flying Scotsman that I've got, it's got a cover price of £4.99, and that is the price of the magazine. And this is, I think it's about 10 years old. So in 10 years, part works have gone up to £4 an issue. And that's inflation, that's production costs and things. So, you know, we're doing the Routemaster. Routemaster's a year and a half old now. Can anyone tell me what the newsagent's cover prices of the DeLorean and the R2D2? Were they £8.99?
Yes, they were.
Right. So R2D2 is now what, 3 years old, 4 years old? 3 years? 2.5?
It finished in December. It's about 2.5 years old.
Right. So part works have been £8.99 for the last 3 years. So they've held that price. So maybe not begrudge them putting the price up £9.99. It's only £1 and they've got to go up eventually. I mean, one day in the future, when I'm really, really old, we'll be paying £15 for an issue. And people will accept that, because that Flying Scotsman at £4.99 an issue, given what people were earning, that was as expensive as £8.99 is today. It's nearly twice the price, but people were earning twice the money now. So yeah, but it's just it's the paying the postage. I think that's a bit mean, and not making it available in the newsagents. But at least then, if you don't want to pay the postage, you can get it from the newsagents. You might be a little bit behind, but at least you're saving yourself a couple of quid, which is the principle that I see with the printer. I've paid a cheaper price, but I waited a little bit longer on the delivery. If I was that desperate to get it the next day, I'd have paid an extra 20 quid and got it from Amazon and got it. I could have ordered it on a Saturday and got it on a Sunday. As it happened, I ordered it on a Saturday and got it on Wednesday. Right, so yeah, right, I'm definitely finishing now. So
yep.
I am going to say goodbye, and then I'm going to let Adrian close out the show. Tell us what the plans are, whatever you want to do. Okay, guys, so been lovely seeing you all again, and I'll take care, and I'll see you later.
Good night, all. Hopefully we're doing issue 7 next week, if we don't have any hiccups, and probably issue 8
if we have.
We'll see you then.
Right, take care, guys. I will update the title as well. Okay, we're gone. Bye-bye.